Welcome to Day 17 of the 60-Day AMA program. Here are the highlights from the session. Tonight, Nick and Jeremy check in on several topics, including the results of the referendum and the technical development journey. So let's dive in now. The community showcased authentic blockchain governance with over 5,500 token holder votes, establishing clear governance structures. The referendum empowered the community without a predetermined outcome, leading to significant engagement and a strong mandate for tokenomics and vesting schedules. So, what does this mean going forward? The pre-sale closes on the 26th of January. We will be moving into incarnation testing, which will directly translate into mainnet. TGE and exchange listing will follow. FYI, we've onboarded a market maker that successfully supported projects like Trump Coin and Pudgy Penguins. So, we will be in good company. Today, we want to explain why we've run multiple test nets, what each has achieved, and why we're ready for mainnet. Jeremy took us through the technical development journey, talking about each testnet iteration. Jeremy detailed his experience upon joining the project, highlighting the launch of the Alpha network, which served as a testing phase for integrating various technologies, including a DAG, an EVM, and a UTXO-based blockchain. While the system was not fast, it successfully demonstrated the feasibility of the approach and identified areas requiring optimization. Next, Jeremy described the transition from Alpha to Primordial, aimed to enhance speed and eliminate inefficiencies. Primordial retained the same network while achieving significant speed improvements, increasing transaction capacity from tens to hundreds per second. The naming conventions were established through internal proposals and team votes, fostering a sense of ownership among team members. Jeremy then described the current testnet, Awakening. We identified that removing the bridging and UTXO system is key to increasing speed in our network. The Awakening network, using DAG and EVM, achieved over 800 transactions per second. We tested several protocols on this testnet, including Uniswap, Mercury, and Aave, which will serve the community upon mainnet launch. We plan to offer tools for efficient development and access to liquidity, enabling builders to create businesses leveraging these foundational contracts and Layer 2 capabilities. We also plan to add tools that enable the community to develop with lower cost and more efficiency using entry points and factory contracts to deliver real-world assets and staking. Nick added that these are proven protocols we've tested in the environment. Post-mainnet launch, we have a roadmap of applications and protocols that can be used by our community. Jeremy added that the main reason is we want builders to have access to liquidity on a fast chain, and we want them to use these base contracts to build their businesses with all that Layer 2 plumbing, giving them access to everything they need. Nick clarified that incarnation is a continuation of previous blockchain iterations, Alpha, Primordial, Awakening, and not a hard fork or a new chain. Jeremy adds that while Awakening was mined using CPUs, incarnation will utilize ASIC miners. The current development environment successfully upgrades Awakening for ASIC mining, preserving prior testing and foundation. New features include coal mining, ASIC mining capabilities, and staking, which allows the community to earn rewards and protect token value over time. What else has been unlocked for the ecosystem? Staking, as it is seen as a significant enhancement for the ecosystem, providing additional value for BDAG holders and future projects. The staking reward contract will initially benefit existing BDAG holders, with potential expansion to other grant recipients. By validating the staking mechanism for the BlockDAG token, similar contract patterns can be applied to other projects. This integrates staking, mining rewards, education, and a launchpad into a cohesive economic model, increasing the utility of holding BDAG. What can you tell us about Launchpad? Jeremy described a Launchpad feature for BlockDAG token holders that enables them to support community projects by funding them, similar to Ethereum-based ICOs. This mechanism will be operational shortly after the token generation event and network launch, as part of the community's post-launch implementation. What's happening with testing, security, and audits? Nick and Jeremy discussed the differences between their development environment, DevNet, and the testnet, particularly in response to issues surrounding the X100 and X30 mining devices. Jeremy clarified that the DevNet frequently resets, causing potential interruptions in mining, which led to misunderstandings among testers who expected a stable environment. The purpose of the testing was to validate the hardware, confirm mining capabilities, and demonstrate the functionality of their DAG-based EVM technology. They emphasized the importance of community validation, planning to distribute X100 devices for further testing. The continuous community feedback is being integrated into system improvements and development progress. As the mainnet launch approaches, security is paramount, with audits scheduled from CertiK and Hacken focusing on TGE, vesting contracts, and smart contracts for exchange listings. Over the past 18 months, the project has progressed through 3 phases. Alpha, which demonstrated feasibility. Primordial, which enhanced performance and integrated core blockchains like Uniswap. And Awakening, which delivered a production-grade architecture. Tell us about the stress testing activities. Jeremy discussed the results of numerous hackathons on the Awakening network, which aimed to identify issues in their EVM-based DAG. They successfully fixed various RPC inefficiencies and bugs, having tested extensively with many projects. For the upcoming incarnation, the focus will shift to stress testing rather than just building. Although the project's total value locked may not match other blockchain launches, they are committed to providing a functional network for the community, followed by ongoing enhancements. To wrap up, Nick provided an update on the progress of the Incarnation testnet, highlighting that it has completed the mainnet feature set. Key points include the successful testing of Core v5 protocols, ongoing hackathons related to the Awakening testnet, real-world and crypto solutions developed, initiation of mining, staking, and launchpad testing, and the starting of the audit process. He emphasized the methodical, phased engineering strategy behind the project, which aims to be significant by 2026. Nick also announced the closure of the referendum and the forthcoming release of final tokenomics, thanking the community for their involvement and support. And that wraps up Day 17.